All praise to Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Okay? And keep in mind that pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 64, all right, that Israel, as a consequence of disobedience, was scattered to the four corners of the earth, all right, and all nations of the earth. So Israelites look like all nations of the earth in this day, which means that the remnant and the elect are going to look like all nations. All right, so Lord willing, I'm of that number. And Lord willing, this video comes through as sincere and edifying. Okay? So this is going to be different from most of the lessons that I've done on this channel thus far, in the fact, or in the way that these are just notes that are not notes, but scriptures that I have jotted down. Lord willing, I have the correct understanding of these scriptures to get the point across. All right. And although I jotted these scriptures down, okay, this comes through my learning, okay, through the men of the Lord, which came to them through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right, and their teachers before them, all right, so on and so forth. Okay, what I want to speak on is love, truly, okay? Because a lot of people in this world, especially nowadays, say that the Lord is all love. All right. So if you can understand, right, if you have ears to hear, all right, yes, the Lord is all love. The Lord is all everything. All right. But does the Lord just want you to know um, the good side, the gospel, right? Or are there other things that the Lord tells you about? What about the flood? Okay. What about the coming judgment of this world in the form of fire? All right. Thermonuclear missiles hitting Babylon the Great. What about that? Okay. What about these deaths that happen on the daily? These judgments that go out. What about that? Whether they be, well, they can be any age range. They can be unborn. All right. They can be in their all right, their single digit years, double digit years, early double digit years, all right, midlife, end of life. All right, they can die terribly, they can die in their sleep. All right, what about all these things? All right, that is also judgments of the Lord. Okay, no matter how you look at it, the Lord does all these things. He wills all these things. He has a hand in everything, whether it be his left hand or his right hand. Okay? So, but we're speaking about love, all right? So, let's go ahead and get to these scriptures. Love truly, okay? Which is really the Lord's love for us, okay? We can't even, in this flesh that we're in, show him perfect love. All right, the ones that are waking, standing back on their feet, all right, doing the things that the Lord commands us to do, all right, showing love to the Lord. Even then, we're not perfect in showing love. We still go off, all right, but soon, because of how much the Lord loves us, He's going to make it that where we won't go off. All right. This is a part of love truly. All right. Okay. Love is not letting a child do whatever they want to do. Love is showing them, teaching them why not to do certain things and why to do certain things. Okay. So let's start in Malachi 1 and verse 2. Now I'm gonna jump into the NLT. I may even jump in. I thought I was gonna jump into the GNT, but right now I don't have that sword with me. All right, I may pause the video to go get it. Okay, but we'll see. All right, so let's start in Malachi again. All right, Malachi chapter 1. And verse 2. It reads, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob. Okay, so people will run around and say the Lord loves everyone. All right, then what does this mean? Why does he bring up Esau as an example? It's because he hated Esau. All right, his heritage is laid to waste. All right, his end is when he disappears from this place. That's what he has coming. He has been the example of being the wicked. All right, the one who is in this world to do the workings of Satan and the devil. Okay, and he's bringing, and through his deception, he is taking not only the other nations with him, okay, but even some Israelites, taking Israelites to join in their destruction in this place called Babylon the Great. All right, that fire, that thermonuclear missiles are coming here for you. All right, fire is a cleansing agent, as was water. Okay, so people here ask, how has the Lord loved us? I still hear people asking about, well, if there was a greater power, especially if he loved us, when we were going through this and that, why hasn't he showed up? All right, all right, you say you bring up the power like there is one. Okay, what have you done to show that? Have you even opened up this book to start to get to know the Lord? The one that you say you love? Have you? All right, or have you fallen into the sayings of this world, the spirit of this world? All right, the Lord doesn't love you, or he would have showed up already. You don't even know the scriptures, man. There's a reason for all of this. There's a time for all of this. There's a time for everything. Okay? All right, so now let's go to Deuteronomy 7. I just wrote down some scriptures. I don't know if what I had exactly in mind will come out, but we still got the scriptures that I wrote down. So let's see. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7. Oh, man. Deuteronomy 7, starting at verse 7. All right, it reads, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Yes, this is speaking about Egypt right here. But in the spirit, it is speaking about now. All right. Now for the remnant, now for the remnant and the elect, Lord willing them of that number, because we are leaving this place. The Lord is starting to bring us out of this place. Okay, He is truly and literally going to bring us out of this place upon His return. All right, but again, because He loved us, He did this. Not because we were, what did it say? Not because we were more in number than any other people. All right, that's not the reason. The reason is because He loved us, man. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 10 really quick. Deuteronomy 10 and 15. All right, it reads, only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and He chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. All right, that just made me think of a verse that I didn't write down. I'm going to have to go in there and get the other piece of technology and look up this verse. Let me read that again. Deuteronomy 10 and 15. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and He chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. But we have to go through chastening, all right, because of the things that we did in the past. No, we have no remembrance of what happened. But if you trust in the Lord, you know we don't even deserve what He has coming for us, man. And the things that we suffer today, all right, we can't even compare to what's coming. This is a light thing compared to what's coming. And I'm not saying that to make light of what we have to go through. This is very heavy, this walk. All right, but as far as what we have coming, all right, we are undeservingly going to get this because, again, the Lord loves us. Okay, and while we go through chastening now, especially if you are ignorant to these things, all right, it's not enjoyable. If you are ignorant to these things, you're going to ask why. Then if somebody tells you don't take heed, you're still going to be asking why. You're still going to be stuck if you don't take heed and listen. All right. But we, Lord willing them of that number, all right, we understand these things that are happening. We understand the why and the who. We understand what's coming. And we understand a little bit. We have a little bit of a taste of what's beyond that, right? Because the best things that we can think of, more than likely don't and do not, all right, hold a candle to what the Lord has for us in the kingdom. All right, for these things we remain grateful. All right, and we know that the Lord loves us, and we know we come short of loving the Lord. All right, that's what I'm looking forward to. All right, getting these things sown in me to where I know I'm not going to be displeasing the Lord anymore, man. Because even now, all right, I'm not saying I dwell on these things, but when I go to think back about, when I was walking contrary to the Lord, it still does not feel good. That's never going to feel good, thinking about that. Now, a way that does feel good is that the Lord had me doing that in order to recognize that now and see where He has brought me now, undeservingly. All right, I looking back at everything that has ever happened, I can't pick one thing where I see that I deserve to know or have this gift of faith, right? Have this gift of the truth, okay? And I pray that the Spirit stays on me to keep going this way. But I know I don't deserve it, all right? But I pray for it, okay? So what did we just read? Deuteronomy 10 and 15. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and He chose their seed after them, even you above all people as it is this day. All right, so for a second, it made me think of another scripture that I did not get a chance to write down, but I think I probably have enough. All right, now, all right, there's so many scriptures we can go to that prove the Lord loves us. All right, so many. Okay, why do you think we are still here to this day? It's not for the lack of trying by other nations to get rid of us. They even have us joining in on our destruction. All right, but it is because the Lord loves us that we are still here. Okay, so let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 9. We're still speaking about love, all right, truly. Deuteronomy 7 and 9, it reads, Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Now, who would do this? Only a small few, the remnant and the elect. Okay, he had to awaken us. He had to bring us back into remembrance of these things through brothers and sisters, all right, that believed and actually have faith. Okay, having faith isn't just saying that you have faith. Loving the Lord isn't just saying that you love the Lord. All right, and let me see. That verse almost came back. If it comes back, I'm gonna get it. I don't care how many verses I got wrote down. Let me read that again. It might come back. Let me see. Deuteronomy 7 and 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. All right, give me a second. Lord willing, that verse will come to me. All right, what it has to do with is, you know what? I'll just say it, and then maybe somebody will put it on the comment board. But it has to do with the Lord not forsaking his people. All right, he hasn't forgot us, nor has he thrown away his commandments or his covenants. All right, the Lord does not change. All of this, nothing escapes the Lord, meaning you cannot surprise him. There's nothing that goes on down here that the Lord is up in the heavens like, oh man, I didn't see that coming. All right, nothing. So he knew every individual will walk the way that they walk. All right, he made them walk that way. How can he not know? Okay, that's what our God is, all powerful. But he put rules down here, man. He put examples down here. Okay? All right, so let's go. Let me see. Maybe I can find it in here and go to the verse. Let's do this. I'm looking for the word forsake. So at the beginning of this book, all right, we already went over that. I don't want to get off the subject, all right? But I go over how this book works. A lot of you probably out there know, but there's probably someone who doesn't know, which is why we keep saying what we say over and over again. Even the Lord tells us things over and over again. All right, so if you know, you know. This is for somebody who doesn't know. So this is Strong's. At the beginning of this book is words, all right? Words that are in scriptures. You look it up. You look up a word, and that word can be in multiple scriptures, right? So underneath the word will be the scriptures, a little excerpt from the scriptures. All right, there's 3 columns underneath the word. There's an excerpt. There's the actual book and chapter and verse that the excerpt is from, right? And that third column is the code word, all right? So if you're in the Old Testament, you will turn to the Hebrew section of this book. If you're in the New Testament, which I mean by if you're in whatever verse, all right, wherever that verse falls, okay? So if you're in the Old Testament, it will be under the Hebrew. If you're in the New Testament, it will be in the Greek section, all right? So the word that I'm looking for to try to remember or to try to recall that verse is forsaken, okay? Okay. So I found forsaken. And I want to say it's either in Romans 9 or 11. All right, yeah, let's look for that first. Let me see. All right, so I was wrong about the Romans, unless all right, let's just see if we can find it. Hold on. Forsake. It could even be, I don't know. Let's just go through forsaken and see if we can see. All right. Okay, I see one, but I don't know if that's the one. So hold on. Okay, I didn't find it in the. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. I mean, that's a good one. It says, "For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee." That's Isaiah 54, 6 through 7. That's not exactly the one that I was thinking about. All right, I can't find it. 32, 36. Let me check something really quick. I'm just trying not to get too far off subject, because I have a lot of verses. 32. All right. So yeah, the Lord is not going to forsake us, man. He's not going to leave us. All right. Uh, because of love, again. All right. Deuteronomy 7 and 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenants and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. All right. The Lord is not going to leave us ever. All right. As a matter of fact, when we draw nigh to him, he draws nigh to us. And again, it's not us that chose him, but it is he that chose us. All right. So don't take that the wrong way. So let's go to Malachi 1 and 6 again for another example. And I am gonna, well, let's see. All right, Malachi chapter 1 and verse 6. All right, so knowing that the Lord loves us through all of this, all right, this is Malachi 1 and 6. It says, "A son honoreth his father." All right, have you done such? All right, and a servant his master. Us being servants to the Lord. You know what that means to be a servant to the Lord? Usually servants do what their master say, right? So Malachi 1 and 6 again, "A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised thy name?" Okay? That's the same question. Where have we done wrong, Lord? Is you have not gone into the scriptures and seen. Or maybe you have and you ignore it because something sounded more soothing to you. All right? Now, let's go talk about uh owning up to the things that we've done, which you have to do that in order to truly repent. You have to own up to everything. If you don't, and you try to put all the blame on the one who made you, all right, instead of owning up to what you have done, which leads to true repentance. But let's go talk about us for a minute. All right, everybody wants to just glide by. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? Jeremiah 6, starting at 16. Okay, it reads, Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. That's what happens, man. How does the Lord know this? Again, he has willed all of this to happen for a reason. All right, you being ignorant, all right, you being impudent, sottish, hard-hearted, all right, foolish, all right, it doesn't surprise him. Okay, it does not surprise him. And this is what you do. All right, you say you will not walk therein. Okay, Jeremiah 6 and 16. He's telling you, he's telling us, ask ye the old paths. All right, this is something that the remnant and the elect can't help but to do because of prophecy. All right, this is a separation between the elect, the remnant and the elect, and then you other 2/3, speaking to America again. This is Babylon the Great, where 2/3 of Israelites are going to be cut off and die, melted, cut off and die by pain. Okay? This verse right here is a separation. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Do not the remnant and the elect do this? Yes, they do. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Okay? This thing is a comforter for us, man. And rest doesn't mean we're not doing anything. Rest means we got a little bit of peace. We got a lot of peace compared to the world now, and that's just with these words, the comforter. Let alone him coming back. All right, the second coming, we are going to be at peace from then and forever on after that. No tears, no sickness, no death, no more disappointing the one who has loved us even before the earth was founded, even before we came along. All right. Okay. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Now what about the 2/3 here in America? Always asking why this and that, saying blessed is this and that, but y'all refuse to walk in the ways. You refuse to even hear about them because you think you know better. All right, that's what you've been taught. Your way of thinking has been stepped on more so than these scriptures. You always point to these scriptures. Who wrote them? Who wrote it? How can you trust them? All right, these are the good ways. What ways in this book is bad for your life? All right, now what ways are you walking in this world is bad for your life? Compare the two. You're supposed to be filtering everything through the scriptures anyway. All right, the 2/3 say we will not walk therein, man. Hard-headed, but still want to know why. That's why. You do not do what the Lord tells you because he loves you. He only tells you it's because he loves you. But you don't want to listen. Verse 17, he goes on. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. What trumpet? It could be a trumpet. It could be sounds of war, sounds of feast days. All right, y'all not trying to hear any of this, man. But again, it says, but they said, we will not hearken. Y'all not listening to anything. You're hard-headed, man. You are an example to us. All right, that the Lord's words are true. Okay? So are these other nations. So is Esau. So are we. All right? These pages, this word, the Lord's word contains everyone. Okay? Like a brother said, it don't matter if you believe in the scriptures, they believe in you. So let's put these together, then we'll go to another one. This is Jeremiah 6, verses 16 and 17. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. All right. That's a terrible place to be, but the Lord put you there for a reason. All right. The Lord put us here for a reason. Lord willing, I'm of that number. Okay. We're going to go to the next chapter, Jeremiah 7. And I am going to get this NLT really quick. All right. It is not, remember, it is not a question of if the truth holds up to the translation, but if the translation holds up to the truth. All right. But sometimes these other translations can speak a little bit more clearly. All right. A little bit more to the point. Jeremiah 7 and verse 3. Okay. Starting at verse 3. This is Jeremiah 7, starting at verse 3. In the NLT, he reads, this is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says, even now, if you quit your evil ways, man. So he's still telling you, he's still extending his love, all right? But, hey, you will not hearken, okay? You're going to keep on asking why, all right? You're going to keep on doing the things that you do. And it made me think of another one. All right, let me find this. This one I probably will find, Lord willing. So many scriptures. So many scriptures, man. All right, let me go back through this. Man, hold on. All right, let me try to find another word. Hold on. Okay, maybe I don't know how I'm missing it, but it's all right. I'm gonna find this verse, Lord willing. Yeah. Okay, hold up. All right. Let me look for this one. Hold on. That's got a lot of. That's got a lot of verses. Hold on. I'm gonna try just one more time. Hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on. Man, I gotta. You know what? Let me look up one more word, man. Let me look this up. Please bear with me. Here it is. All right, I found it. It's now was it? Let me check this word I was looking for first. What was it? Okay. I want to see where I missed it at, man. Hmm. That's how I missed it. All right. Okay. Hold on a minute. Wada Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai 22. All right. So the Lord is still extending, all right, his love. Okay. Where were we? We were in Jeremiah 7, starting at 3. This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. Even now, if you quit your evil ways, I will let you stay in your own land. All right, so he's still extending his arm, but Israel's still stiff-necked, man. It's Revelation 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. All right. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. All right, but let's go ahead and go back here to Jeremiah 7, and now verse 4 in the NLT. All right. It reads, but don't be fooled by those who promise you safety simply because the Lord's temple is here. They chant, the Lord's temple is here. The Lord's temple is here, but I will be merciful only if you stop your evil thoughts and deeds and start treating each other with justice. Only if you stop exploiting foreigners. All right, isn't that what we all are over here? All right, Americans, Israelite foreigners. All right, exploiting each other, exploiting orphans. What is orphans? All right, without their parents. All right, for a while we didn't know that the Lord is our Father, man. Okay, and widows. All right, we're also in the widow category. All right, we're waiting on our husband, on our husbandmen. All right. Only if you stop your murdering, and only if you stop harming yourselves by worshiping idols. Are we still doing this to this day? But yet the Lord still loves us. And you still ask, uh, how does the Lord love us? Why do these things happen? You're not paying attention because you don't hearken, man. Verse 7 of Jeremiah 7 in the NLT. Then I will let you stay in this land that I gave your ancestors to keep forever. It says, don't be fooled into thinking that you will never suffer because the temple is here. It's a lie. Do you really think you can steal, murder, commit adultery, lie, and burn incense to Baal and all those other new gods of yours, and then come here and stand before me in my temple and chant, we are safe, only to go right back to all those evils again? All right, is that what everybody thinks, man? That's how y'all do? That's how we do our Father. All right, but the remnant and the elect are waking up out of this mess, man. Let me get verse 8 right there in the King James. Jeremiah 7 and verse 8. It says, behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit, even if it is your own words. They're not going to profit you if they are against this way. But ye will not hearken. All right, Jeremiah 7 and 11 in the NLT. Don't you yourselves admit that this temple, which bears my name, has become a den of thieves? Surely I see all the evil going on there. I, the Lord, have spoken. All right? The Lord knows what's going on. And you can't disagree with anything we just read there, man. You have not stopped. All right? But again, the remnant and the elect are starting to walk in these ways, along with telling you what's going on. But the Lord knew that you would not hearken once again. All right? Let me remind you, Jeremiah 6, verse 16 and 17. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. All right, that's why y'all going to go on asking why. And where is the Lord? Because we've been so. You're going to keep on doing that, man. You're going to keep going through the same shit. All right, Jeremiah 7. Let's get back in this NLT. Jeremiah 7, verse 13 in the NLT. While you were doing these wicked things, says the Lord, I spoke to you about it repeatedly, but you would not listen. I called out to you, but you refused to answer. All right? You hear me? Do you hear the Lord, man? Jeremiah 7 and 15. It says, and I will send you out of my sight into exile, just as I did your relatives, the people of Israel. This is why it's important to go in here and learn. All right? Same things are happening. Might as well pick up this other verse. I didn't have this written down, but hey. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. You ain't new. Your ways are not new. Again, this is all for, this whole lesson right here is for Israel. All right, we know what these other nations and what the wicked are doing. But y'all need to know that y'all on the wrong path, man. It's all right to know who your enemies are and point them out, but y'all can't just stop there. All right, y'all know what they're doing wrong, right? But do you know what you doing wrong? This is what set us on this path to get here. Are constantly going against what the Lord told us to do and not to do. All right? That's what's important to pay attention to. When you start paying attention and walking on that path, all right, you'll get to the point to where these other nations are going to see you standing back on your feet, hearing the things that you are supposed to be calling out. Okay? That is the Lord's way, not your own way. Okay? Where we at now? Still in this NLT. All right? Jeremiah 7. Verse 16. Now listen up. I think the Lord playing, he's not playing. This is what he tells the remnant and the elect for you hard-headed Israelites. And we can tell when you're not trying to learn. We can tell when you're one of those who are, the Lord just put the repeat button on you, man. The repeat button. You're just going to keep going through it. All right, the Lord told us to speak his words, and he is going to activate whom he wants to. It's not of our doing. Okay? So Jeremiah 7 and 16 now. And the heading above this reads Judah's persistent idolatry. All right, it says, pray no more for these people, Jeremiah. Do not weep or pray for them, and don't beg me to help them, for I will not listen to you. Don't you see what they are doing throughout the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? No wonder I am so angry. Watch how the children gather wood and the fathers build sacrificial fires. See how the women knead dough and make cakes to offer to the Queen of Heaven. And they pour out liquid offerings to their other idol gods. Am I the one they are hurting? Asked the Lord. Most of all, they hurt themselves to their own shame. All right, that is exactly what's going on. Verse 20, it says, so this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will pour out my terrible fury on this place. Its people, animals, trees, and crops will be consumed by the unquenchable fire of my anger. When do you think that's coming? If you think it's all messed up now, okay? All right, it was all good to just a couple weeks ago. And in 2 weeks, you're going to say the same thing. Things are going to continually get worse. And then when that fire get here, man, when that fire get here, you're going to, hey, I don't know what you're going to think. Lord willing, I'm not of that number. All right, I'm trying to be out of here. I'm trying to hearken. I'm trying to walk in the ways. I'm trying to search for the old paths and walk therein and take heed. All right, Jeremiah 7 and now verse 21. This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. Take your burnt offerings and your other sacrifices and eat them to yourselves. We keep telling y'all about these damn holidays, man. We keep telling y'all that the words that y'all use are empty if you're not in the right path. We keep telling you, come on, walk this way, man. Don't go down that way. You ain't listening. You want to do it your own way, man. Jeremiah 7 and 21 again. This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. Take your burnt offerings and your other sacrifices and eat them yourselves. When I led your ancestors out of Egypt, it was not burnt offerings and sacrifices I wanted from them. promises. This is what I told them. Obey me, and I will be your God, and you will be my people. Do everything as I say, and all will be well. Obedience, man. Obedience. All right. Y'all follow and I'm not saying go out here and don't follow just to be defiant. Y'all follow speed limits. Y'all clock in on time, y'all clock out on time, y'all wear uniforms. Okay? Y'all follow all types of rules, trying to be a good person in this world. But when it comes to the one who has something greater for us, the one who you say you know is all powerful, the one that you say you love, all right, y'all ain't trying to hear his word. Y'all rather just ignore it and go your own way. That's the point. Y'all not obedient, man. Not to the one that it matters. And y'all got older brothers in spirit trying to tell y'all the good way. Trying to tell you things that don't even harm your life. All right? It may get you to cut out all the bad shit in your life, but it ain't stopping your life, man. These things bring life. Y'all don't get it. And you won't. If the Lord doesn't will it, you ain't gonna get it. If you are not of the Lord, you have fire in your future. Jeremiah 7 and now verse let me see, where am I? Hold on. And the Lord been telling us about ourselves from the beginning, man. Start at 24, Jeremiah 7 and 24 in the NLT. But my people would not listen to me. They kept doing whatever they wanted, following the stubborn desires of their evil hearts. They went backward instead of forward. From the day your ancestors left Egypt until now, I have continued to send my servants, the prophets, day in and day out. But my people have not listened to me or even tried to hear. They have been stubborn and sinful, even worse than their ancestors. Tell them all this, but do not expect them to listen. Shout out your warnings, but do not expect them to respond. Say to them, this is the nation whose people will not obey the Lord their God and who refuse to be taught. Truth has vanished from among them. It is no longer heard on their lips. All right, y'all don't even know what truth looks like, man. We've been being smacked with this truth from the beginning. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahushai, all right, we have been awakened as the remnant and the elect. Again, Lord willing of that number. But the rest of y'all, man, y'all not listening. Not even trying to hear. Say to them, this is a nation whose people will not obey the Lord their God. Hey, yo, the other nations know this. They know. They see you walking in their ways, man. If they could trade places with you, they would. It is by the grace of God that they cannot, because he loves you. All right, but you ain't going to see it until you get born back in the kingdom. You got to die by pain first. All right, whichever way the Lord wants to take you out, before the missiles hit or when the missiles hit. You might as well don't even ask why anymore, man. The ones who hear this, all right, we ain't expecting you to hear though. You didn't hear the Lord when he was here. You're not hearing his word now. And you ain't going to hear us. He tells us that. All right? Don't worry, I'm almost done, man. Let's go to Malachi 1 and 6 again. All right? We read it in the King James. Now let's read it in the NLT. All right, Malachi, excuse me, I said 5. Malachi 1 and 6 is what I meant. Malachi 1 and 6 in the NLT. It says, the Lord of heaven's armies says to the priests, a son honors his father, and a servant respects his master. If I am your father and master, where are the honor and respect I deserve? You have shown contempt for my name. All right, that hearing this doesn't do anything to you, man. The Lord then pinpointed everyone with these scriptures, man. With his word. We go on to Isaiah chapter 30. Starting at verse 8. The heading reads, a warning for rebellious Judah. But at this point, you can say a warning for rebellious Israel. All right. Isaiah 30 and 8. In the NLT, it says, now go and write down these words. Write them in a book. They will stand until the end of time as a witness that these people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord's instructions. They tell the seers, stop seeing visions. They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right. Tell us nice things. Tell us lies. Forget all this gloom. Get off your narrow path. Stop telling us about your Holy One of Israel. Is this not what you do? Man. All right. Let's take a step back and go to Isaiah 29. 29 now in verse 13. Isaiah 29 and 13, again in the NLT, which I probably should be. Let me get in this King James. Isaiah 29 and 13. It says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near to me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. All right, these other nations aren't telling you the right thing, man. All you got to do is hearken to what we're telling you through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahushai. You'll see. All right. Man. All right, Romans 10 and 2. Romans 10 and 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. All right, so yeah, y'all go on saying bless this and bless that. All right, y'all see the Lord in certain things, But y'all just wanted to be one-sided. The Lord always has to be doing something for you. Okay? You don't want to hearken to him. You don't want to do anything that he tells you to do. But you want to fix your lips and say that you love him. All right? And maybe because the spirit that was put on this place, the spirit of this place, since it's ran by the wicked, it is wicked. All right? Maybe you actually believe that. But we're telling you that's not how love works, man. Love is an action word. Now, if you hold up your actions into the mirror, it doesn't matter how many times you say, praise God and bless this and bless that. All right, what's the rest of your conversation like? And I don't mean speaking with other people. I mean, what is your life? How are you living your life? Are you obeying anything that the Lord told you to do? Are you obeying everything that you can obey? How are you treating his word? When people talk to you about this, how do you react? You think you know it all? All right, you just hear one word and just shoo it away because you think you understand what's being said instead of asking a question, what is being said? All right, you're not trying to get any understanding, man. You want to do things your way. That's not the way to go. That is not the way to go. All right. Again, Romans 10:2 in the King James. It says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge." All right, let me read 3. "For they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God." All right, so y'all just stuck on that path, man. And all paths outside of the truth is leading to fire. All right, hey, and we ain't wishing this on anybody, but if you don't start paying attention to the Lord, man, he gonna get your attention one way or another. He gonna take somebody you love, take you, all right, and you're gonna be wondering like, well, again, why this and why that? Wait till your kids, man, grow up and are as disobedient as you are to the Lord, man. You're gonna ask why again. You'll be asking the Lord to protect them and all this other stuff, man. The Lord is, again, he is not hearing your prayers if you aren't on this path, man. Period. All right, let me check that Isaiah 29:13. Did I read that in the King James? I think I did. So let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go. And I'm almost done. Again, I'm almost done. 1 John 4. 1 John chapter 4, verse 15. It reads, "Whosoever shall confess that Yahweh Shai is the Son of Yahweh, Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai dwelleth in him, and he in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai." All right. And we have known and believed the love that Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai hath to us. All right. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And God in him. Okay. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in this day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. And what is that? Okay? It's walking in these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. That's what the Son did, right? He walked perfectly in them. So why would we not try to do these things to the best of our ability? Let's go to chapter 5, 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. All right, just in case you missed that. It says, "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous." Again, these things bring life. All right, you want to keep on going on dying? Or do you want to live? All right, I used to give the answer that Cain in Menace to Society gave to his grandfather. "Cain, do you care if you live or if you die?" Paraphrasing, because it's been so long since I watched that movie. What was Cain's reply? He hesitated. "I don't know." I know. All right, I want to live. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, that answer has came to me. I want to live, truly live in the Lord's love. All right. And I want to be able to love him perfectly. All right. So I'm trying to make it, or excuse me, not trying. I pray that I make it to them chariots, man. I pray that I make it to be changed, to have these laws sown within me. What else is there? Let's go to 2 John now, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, "And this is love." Again. "And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it." We've been hearing these things from the beginning, man. Starting with Adam. Do this and not that. Don't do this and do that. All right, we've heard this from the beginning. Go back to the beginning and look at Genesis, man. All right, one more. Let's go back to John 17, which I'm always referring to this because this is heavy, man. This is deep. The Lord prayed for us. What I mean by us is the ones that truly love him, the ones that will be proven to actually love the Lord, not just with our lips, but in our holy conversation, in the way that we walk. He prayed for us, man. The second in command, he prayed for us. The Lord's beloved Son, the Lord's only begotten Son, prayed for us. Man. John 17, we're going to start at 22. It says, "And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one." All right, we are all of the same mind. And we know that this is love, the way that we walk, our holy conversation, storing up our treasures in heaven, doing the thing that pleased the Lord to the best of our ability, knowing that we can't be perfect, but walking that way anyway, knowing that the laws don't guarantee salvation, but walking that way anyway. Having faith, like true faith, not just saying we have faith. John 17 and 22 again. Was it 22? Yeah. "And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them, as thou hast loved me." All right. So that is love truly. All right, but you ain't gonna know unless you hearken, man. Which the remnant and the elect, due to prophecy, have no choice but to walk in this way. All right. So call halal Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Rakaha, Quadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.